Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. This year's Tory party conference has essentially turned into the Nigel Farage conference. Absolutely chaotic how government ministers and the Prime Minister are not really getting enough attention because all the attention is going towards Nigel Farage, who is there technically as a GB News presenter, but of course he's also hanging out with his good friends Priti Patel, Liz Truss and all the others. But this whole saga has created a lot of rumours about whether Nigel is going to be rejoining the Conservative Party after, about 30 years. First, let's go to some of the videos we have. This is what Nigel Farage himself tweeted, showing how he's getting more attention and more love from the younger Conservative members than government ministers.
I'm going to show my mum.
No problem. Are you enjoying it?
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No, lovely.
Yeah, come on.
No. just go reach. No, don't worry about it. We'll do it.
So they're all good, you think?
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Would you mind just kindly taking a picture, please?
All right. We've got a Labour and Conservative parties who, frankly, are almost similar to each other. But I think this party, the Conservative Party, needs to work out what it is.
Now, the interesting thing about this is that I can imagine if the Prime Minister walked in the background, just like walked past the group, none of those people would have even paid attention to him. It's like, who's that? Oh, that's Rishi Sunak. Oh yeah, apparently he's the leader of the party. So the thing about the Tory party in general is that the Conservative Party is not really an ideological party. It's basically a platform for a group of people to join, and whoever is going to take over, they can shift the narrative and the agenda. Which means that the rumours about whether it's Nigel rejoining or some of the actual more conservative-minded people who left the Tory party all these years, if they return, if they take over, if they become party leader, then the party will just change. That's how you change the Tory party. Whereas ideological parties like the Labour Party and others, they're difficult to change because of the constitution and because of their allegiance to Karl Marx or whatever is that they care about. But there's also this other part where last night he was at the GB News party with his good friend Priti Patel and a few others. I think he's also enjoying his time. Absolute carnage. Priti Patel also did a bit of a karaoke with Nigel. And it's the interesting thing about the whole conference and Nigel Farage is yesterday we had Liz Truss making a very good speech against globalism and in favour of basically sound money and small government and lower taxes. Nigel Farage has now written an article today, I believe on the Telegraph, saying I basically support what Liz Truss said 100%. So in terms of ideas, he agrees with Priti Patel, with Liz Truss. In terms of practicality, he has criticised Priti in the past as Home Secretary, although he's always been clear that he's been objective about it. He likes her on a personal level. But he also said a lot of things about the Tories and the conference in general. This is Nigel Farage talking to Patrick Christie on GB News.
I am with, of course, Nigel Farage here at Conservative Party conference. And Nigel, you created quite the storm when you arrived.
Well, it's funny, the Conservative Party is full of people who want it to be conservative. They've just had 13 years of government in which it's not been conservative. But they're kind of encouraged a bit. Well, one or two of the things that have been said by the Prime Minister over the last few weeks, and indeed Suella Braverman. So they're all these youngsters that I've met so far, all hoping and praying that the party continues in that direction. The problem they've got is that most Conservative MPs actually don't want to go in that direction. So what I've seen so far, actually within the parliamentary party, are divisions on the most astonishing scale. I mean, we've had 13 years of taxes rising, 13 years of spending rising, 13 years of deficits rising, 13 years of small business being hampered more and more and more, 13 years of record levels of immigration. You know, will the real Rishi Sunak please stand up? Who is he? What does he really stand for? This is his last chance to really impress upon people what his political philosophy is. We'll see.
I mean, it's absolutely spot on. The Tory leadership and the senior politicians are completely out of touch with the rest of the membership. The membership of the Tory party, the members are extremely right-wing and they are Thatcherites, and obviously there is a different range of type of Toryism, where you've got classical liberals, you've got the traditional conservatives. All we know is that they are more to the right than the cabinet. That's why we've had government ministers, when they're trying to make a speech in the main hall, and everyone apart from Suella Braverman, because she's popular, nobody goes to their speeches, but the fringe events, obviously alongside the main speeches, you have Liz Truss, you have Priti Patel, you have many others making big events, everybody going that way, or Nigel Farage, rather than going to the main conference hall where the government ministers and the Prime Minister are talking. So you can see the difference. And the issue that we have is not just, as Nigel said, oh, the parliamentary party is divided. You've got some people on the right, some people on the left, some people on the globalist side. It's actually because the Tory Central Office, or CCHQ, they are the root of all problems. The candidates department of the Tory party, they are the ones in charge of approving a whole list of people on the central list. And they approve people based on whether you are a bag carrier, you're a slave to the party, or whether you're gay or a woman. And that is the biggest problem. Because all you have to do is just say yes, yes, yes. Just keep nodding like a dog and carrying leaflets across the country like a loser and hope for the best, that the party will one day look at you and say, you deserve a seat. None of it is based on merit, and none of it is based on professionalism. This is why the Tory party is losing. But now it's time to change this narrative, and if the Tories and the conservative leaning people want to change the Tory party, they must start at CCHQ and the candidates department. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.